I love it. And, you know, it's that stuff's positive, and there's other stuff that's positive behind the scenes, but the fact that I might lose my fucking house over something that I have nothing whatsoever control over or to do with, that's the worst feeling.
Should we just get this out of the way? Would you guys just like to get this topic out of the way so we can move on to other stuff? Because I know if I don't get it out of the way, I'm going to end up being pestered by this all day long. And I feel like maybe we should just go ahead and address it now. You know? All right, let's do it, okay? So here's the deal. Let's get you all caught up on this topic of Wings of Redemption. So here's what happened. He said he would do it. Sounds good. The night before, he cancels. He says, I can't sleep. I'm not feeling well. Let's take a rain check. And I responded and said, all right, let's do it next week instead. Same date, you know, same Monday, just a week later. He never responded. Now, he starts saying in his videos and his streams to his audience, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to be on there. You know, don't worry. We rescheduled. I took a rain check. It's not a big deal. But the thing is, his trolls kind of know how he behaves and saw the fact that he last minute rescheduled as a bad sign. They were actually shocked that he ever appeared on this show. And the fact that he rescheduled last minute for the second appearance meant basically he was never going to show up. They were under that impression. I didn't get that impression because, you know, I don't have that actual experience with Wings. So I said to him, all right, let's do it for a week. So a whole week is passing and I'm DMing him saying, hey, are you coming on the show? He's not responding. So finally, it was last weekend. I took it upon myself when I was in this office on my day off actually doing some rewiring and reworking of the office.
I'm in a point where, like, I'm a very, very busy, hardworking professional. Look at how much time I have to put into my streams in order to make ends meet.
To just randomly see he was streaming, I was like, oh shit, maybe I could like talk to him on his stream quickly, get his attention. So I jumped into his chat that afternoon and I said, hey, what's the deal? Are you coming on the show or not? And basically he says, don't be offended that I'm not responding to your DMs. I don't really respond to people's DMs. I'm just an antisocial guy. But the reason that I don't want to commit to being on your show is my sleep schedule is still screwed up. I'm literally sleeping all day long, waking up in the evening, streaming all evening through until noon the next day and going to sleep in the afternoon. Also, I don't know what I'm doing with my wife this weekend, and that's going to affect my sleep schedule, so I can't commit to Monday, but I'll let you know. Okay, and I told you guys that in a podcast, earlier this week. It's up to him. In fact, what I did is I responded to him in a DM and I said, okay, the ball's in your court. Any day this week, you can come on my show. It's completely in your control. You tell me what day you want to come on the Level 1 podcast, and we'll do it special just for you, for your schedule. I even offered and said, you could come on a night stream. It doesn't even have to be during the afternoon. You could actually come on during a night stream and be a night slot. That would actually fit into your current messed up sleep schedule, okay? No response. All week long. So, at one point you get a little fed up. Like, this guy keeps saying in his streams and his content, he's got no beef with me, he likes me, he wants to have a conversation. Again, he loved that last appearance. He wants to come on, but then he never actually contacts me to schedule it. So what the hell is going on? So the other night, I saw randomly again, he was broadcasting. I jumped on his stream. I tried to talk with the guy and reason with him and say, I don't even care if you say, no, I just don't want to do it. I just need an answer because my audience wants to know what's going on with you, why you're not showing up. You said you were going to be here. They want another interview. Are you going to do it or not? Even if it's no, I wouldn't be offended. Just say yes or no. To which he responds live on his show, you shouldn't do this publicly. We should be doing this privately in DMs because then my trolls will latch onto this to make content. And I'm like, Jordy, I've been trying to talk to you in DMs for over 2 weeks. You don't respond. This is the only way I can even get you to say something. That's why I'm doing it this way. So here's the thing about Wings that you guys may not know. Unlike me, he has publicly stated he hates being a streamer. He absolutely hates video games. And he wishes he didn't have to stream them, but that's his job. He only does it to make money. He literally has said this over and over again in his content. I've heard the words come out of his mouth. It's not like, oh, I'm watching troll content and he's saying that. This is what he actually says, okay?
Well, I heard this. It's got to be true.
So I said, all right, how about this? He's sitting on his stream playing Battlefield, and he won't give me an answer. How about this? I'll just contribute. Money, 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 man. And I'll make it so that he's hitting his goals, and then maybe he doesn't have to worry about playing this stupid game, and we can have the conversation, even if it's a 5-minute conversation, and he says, no, I don't want to go on your show. At least the conversation's done. So I sent the guy a couple super chats during his stream saying, hey, I'm here. I'm to contribute, to be positive, to help you hit your goals. And I even said to his moderators, what is his goal for this stream? Does he have a goal he's trying to hit? I'll hit his goal for him. I'll help him out. That way, he doesn't have to worry about playing this game he claims he hates playing on stream, and we can chill for a few minutes here and figure this out. His moderators literally played dumb. I'm not kidding. His moderators, Jordy sometimes has a goal. I don't know if he has a goal for this stream. I don't know. They know what his goal is. They were lying. Okay? His moderators are playing dumb and being stupid for who knows what reason. All right? So after basically trying to get this guy to respond to me during the stream, he starts ignoring me, and one of his moderators actually times me out for 24 hours. For simply contributing to his stream and trying to get him to say yes or no about coming on the show. They timed my account out for 24 hours. So I logged into my other account and said, your mod timed me out, to which Jordy laughed and said, oh, pimp, it's only 24 hours. Okay? So after that, I said, I've had enough of this. And I DM'd him one last time and I said, your mods are not there helping you. Your mods are coddling you. Your mods are enabling you. Your mods are making you do and say things. They're constantly goading you. They're actually doing troll memes and things. You don't realize it. They get you to act how they want. You're like a puppet to them. You understand? They're not there to protect you. They're there to basically do things that will harm you, and you just don't realize it. 220 just did 100 kicks. Thank you, 220, for the 100 kicks. Because no one in their right mind would have someone coming on a stream contributing and time them out for wanting to have a 5-minute conversation about something that you said you're interested in, okay? So I said, listen, I want a yes or no answer. Give me one. He didn't give me one. He ignored me all week long, okay? So as of today, I have absolutely no answer from Wings of Redemption whatsoever about if he's going to come on this show, all right? So now I have to say something about the situation, and I'm about to. And then I'm going to move on from it, but I need to say my piece, and then I need to move on, all right? I don't think that Jordy Jordan is a bad person. I think he's a person who's a victim of circumstances and himself at the same time, and I think that it's a 50-50 split. I do believe that Wings of Redemption's situation that he's in, being grossly overweight, constantly eating fast food and drinking soda on his streams, saying he hates his life, he hates streaming and all this, and he's trapped in this life. I do believe that a lot of that is extrapolated, basically exponentially increased because of the fact that he has trolling to the level that he had. All right? I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say that isn't happening.
Do I think I could beat Darkside Philip? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How tall is Darkside?
I'm taller than he is, and I've also probably done more physical labor in my life than he has.
Yeah.
And I've also been probably to the gym more than he has.
At the same time, what is this music that's playing right now? At the same time that I absolutely will admit that the trolling is probably some of the reason that Wings is in the situation he's in. The other half is, it's his own doing. I'm going to give you a comparison. Imagine someone. That's the situation Wings is in. All right? Yes, he absolutely has a lot of problems that I think are extrapolated by his trolls. And he is stalked by a hell of a lot of people. All right? At the same time, not everyone hates Wings of Redemption. Not everyone thinks that he's a horrible person. Not everyone wants to roll with the detractor beams and be nasty to this guy. Some people actually want to be nice to this guy. I do. I wanted to kind of be nice and befriend the guy and have him on the show and every once in a while have an interaction. I'm not saying that I needed to have a long-term business transaction with this man. I just wanted to chill with him. I think we have some things in common. I think that interview we did was a good one. I think that we could make great content together over time. But Wings is a victim of his own actions. He builds a prison around himself from which he can never escape. Overeating, bad actions, complaining, whining about going on stream.
I love your streams. Wing Street's viewers like shit, and I don't think you're like that, so keep doing you, Phil. Well, I don't know about anything about how he treats his viewers at all. I don't watch his streams. I never will. All I know is about what he said and done about me, you know, and that's the knowledge that I have is what's been said and done in regards to me, and it hasn't been positive. So, you know, enough is enough in regards to that shit, you know. Stop bugging me about something that I tried twice to do, and the guy basically fucked with me twice. I'm not wasting my time on this person anymore. It's obvious that he's fucked in the head or something, and he just does what he wants. So enough is enough. Enough with the pathological lies about me.
But then when someone comes to his stream and says, hey, I'll have you stop playing games. I'll actually hit your goal. Let's talk about your next appearance. He ignores it. He blows it off. He tells me to DM him where he's already ignored me for 2 weeks in DMs, and then his moderator times me out. Dude, this is your own creation. I like you. I want to hang out with you and be a positive person in your life, and you have shut me out. That's your doing, not mine. Yours. There's no one to blame in this particular situation but yourself. It's that simple, 100%. I'm sorry. There's no other way to spin this situation. All Wings had to do was have a level of professionalism, a level of respect. He doesn't have that. Instead, he wants to be in his cave forever. Even though he says he doesn't want to be, I'm sorry, I have to believe that that's bullshit. You don't sit there on stream all day, every day, acting a certain way, saying things that you claim, you don't want to say, but you say them anyway, stuff in your face all day, drinking soda all day, unless you actually want to do it. Darkside Beg says, imagine being 42 and begging for money online. Imagine being a no-life, completely anonymous loser sitting online, being jealous of someone who's successful online because you're not. Imagine that. Who's in the lesser position there exactly? The person who's successful and making money and content, or the person who's sitting at home with sour grapes because you're a loser? That's the case. You might say, oh, I want to be better. But if you do, its actions speak louder than words. It doesn't matter what you say, it's what you do. His actions have outright said this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life. And it doesn't matter how many people care, how many people try to support him, how many people try to help him. He's never going to change. It has to be him that makes the change and nobody else. No one can help this man but him. He refuses to help himself. So because of that, I'm done. I'm done trying to reach out to this guy, be nice to the guy. I mean, I've done every possible thing I could. I've talked nice about him. I had a great interview with him that tried to help him. I wanted to have him on again right after the Asmongold interview because I figured I could maybe give him a little bit of a positive rub. It would help him out in his content. Maybe he'd get more viewers. It would take some of the pressure off of him. He doesn't want to play ball. He doesn't even want to respond. He can't bother at all to give me a respectable answer about anything. Instead, he wants to ignore me. Well, Jordy, guess what? You like Burger King, right? Well, guess what? Like Burger King, you can have it your way. Because now I'm not going to bother you anymore. And you're going to sit there on your stream, playing the games you claim you hate, stuff in your face, acting like a fool for the rest of your life. No one's going to reach out to you to try to be friendly to you or save you or help you because your actions shut them out. It's not us. That's all I have to say about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Wings of Redemption will not be appearing on the Level 1 podcast. Under no circumstance. The only way I would ever have him on the show again is if he actually publicly apologized for his actions, the disrespect, the unprofessionalism, the fact that he couldn't even give me the time of day, and the fact that he kept publicly saying in his content that he wanted to be on my show and then acted otherwise. If he publicly apologizes for that and says he will change his ways and then actually acts differently, again, actions speak louder than words, then maybe I'll consider having him on the show again. But as of now, Wings of Redemption is banned from my podcast and will not be appearing ever again.
I'm not going to react to it. I don't care about that fucking guy in any way, shape, or form. I just get tired of it. You guys keep mentioning it constantly in the chat. It's like, dude, all right, one joke a night. Every once in a while you reference something. Okay. It's like, Wendy's chili. Oh my God. I'm a fat guy who can't walk. And this and that. And blah, blah, blah. I'm so tired. The Mustang. Like every fucking meme. I'm tired of it, dude. Did you understand that it gets fucking old? It gets old.
Continuing on. So someone here named Redface. I have no idea if this is actually a Wings of Redemption moderator or not. I timed you out for spamming. There was no spamming that took place. You sent numerous messages saying the same thing after we told you to stop. That didn't happen. It was me trying to have a conversation with Wings, and it was not spamming whatsoever. And to call me dumb after I apologize low. When did you apologize? When did you apologize? What are you even talking about? There was no apology. I was timed out. I wasn't even able to talk. I came back with another account, and no one talked to me except, what was his name? Mario, I think his name was. And he was very nice. He was like, I would never time you out. I'm sorry that happened. You know, I would let you talk to Wings. You were nowhere to be found. You ran for the hills. So nice try. You're the one who did the bad act. You're the one who now made Wings look bad, and now he takes the flack for you and your horrible actions. I want you to think about that. You're a moderator. You're supposed to be responsible for behavior, and I get it. I get moderators that get overzealous too, and I have words with them too. You're not doing Wings any favors acting like that. All you're doing is you're coddling the guy, and you're allowing him to self-enable himself to fail. Don't you think that instead of having this right now that we're talking about on my stream, it would have been better to just either have a yes or no answer about the appearance, to have him either come on or just say, no, I'm not interested, instead of this? But you didn't want that. Instead, you timed me out because you're a moron. I mean, that's it. There's nothing else to say.